It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. I'm very excited this morning. It's all about the nuptials today. Obviously, I'm feeling pretty inspired because my wedding is finally happening after 3 years of being postponed. But the wedding industry itself has been in that space, and it's taken some incredibly brave artists out there to fight back and create opportunities for themselves. And we've got two of those amazing artists right here who I've been lucky enough to share a stage with in many guises over the years. I'm talking about Dorette, who's a cellist, and Ellani, a violinist, who have come here to share their considerable talents as soloists, yes, but also together. They have formed the incredible duo, Electric String Duo, and they're going to be performing just for you this morning, and for me a little bit, but for you guys. But let's give you a little taste of what they are capable of. Take a look. Yep, they aren't afraid of heights, okay, because that's where they're headed. They are incredible, and they are here this morning. A big round of applause, please. Electric String Duo. Ellani, Dorette, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure, guys. Because, yes, we're all feeling loved up, and we love weddings, and I've been like, it's weird. We've crossed paths many times because I'm always the guy hosting the wedding expo or the wedding MC, and generally you guys are there creating those magical moments, which is amazing. But I'm so interested to know, because you're both, in your own right, very talented. You've come together to create this awesome duo for a number of interesting motivations, but I'm assuming because you just love to play with each other. How important is that chemistry when you're connecting in this way? And how does it change from producing and creating music in your own right with your own very individual sound? And then how does that change and morph when you kind of introduce each other's influences?
Well, I think when you're performing as a soloist, you know, you are solely responsible for everything. You know, the music, the vibe, the look, it's all yours. And the really wonderful thing about coming together with a fellow musician is that all of a sudden, you know, you have two energies on stage, you have someone to collaborate with, to share with.
Yes, it's a whole new partnership. You have a whole different relationship going on, and music itself, the harmonies are just so much richer, and they're just way more flavor, so it's actually just more fun.
Which one of you is more prone to a freestyle? Like who in which performance turns and goes, come on, really? Okay. No, we love that kind of creativity because you've taken classical music and you've turned it on its head. And I think there's this perception that classical music is performed there and we appreciate it from here. You guys have opened it up to create this experiential kind of vibe with your music. Why? Why take this kind of genre of music and introduce it? I mean, we've got Beethoven and Bieber. That's the most eclectic mix. Why was it so important for you guys to do that, to take the music that you love so much and introduce that to a new, probably 3 new generations?
Well, the most important thing is that music must be relatable and accessible and enjoyable for all ages. And, you know, we are born with a heartbeat, so it's already in us. We have that music within us. So you cannot not love music. So I think the most important thing is that we must grow with the generations and keep exposing them to new ways. I mean, they are used to smart life. Everything happens quick.
Instant gratification.
And yes, and music must be like that as well. It must adapt and grow with the generations that go with it. So, yeah, to mix it up is keeping it relatable and fresh with... Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, people love music that they know, you know, and it's also for us as classical musicians coming from a classical background, you know, it's a completely new creative experience, creative road that you go on if you know, break free, essentially, you know, like from...
And how do you apply that? Because you capture the essence of that song. We all know exactly what song it is, but you give it this completely new, different flavor. How do you go about approaching a modern song with a classical influence? How does that even begin from a creative process?
I think we were both fortunate enough to have had orchestra training from a young age, and that is such an important foundation to have because you have the skills and the technique to apply in a completely different setting, but it also gives you the freedom you need to, you know, mix it all together and to create a new fresh sound. So I think it all comes back to orchestra training.
Yeah, to learn to let your hair down, to actually just let the guards down and actually play the music and just not think so much, because in orchestra you have to stick to what's on the page.
Yes,
Yeah, it has
we
to
come
be
together.
There's a framework.
There is no
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
You know, we just have to feel a lot more than, you know, and just.
Yeah.
And that's why you create not music, but moments.
Definitely.
And of course, they can be the soundtrack to your moment, the most special moment in your life, in fact. And they've been working with the Get Lucky Entertainment Collective that are doing amazing things in that wedding space. We'll have their details up. You can stream their music right now. You can get online and look them up. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you do, though, don't move a muscle, because they've got 3 performances coming, not for me, but also for you this morning. So good to have you guys here. Thank you for
Thank
making the early start. They're going to blow your mind in just a moment. Stick around.